Hello everyone, this is Frosty and welcome to my video on my channel. Topic of the day is what happens after the new war, since it's the finale to the Tenno against the Sentient. So we all know that, what we've been leading up to is the new war in Warframe, the biggest story quest that we're gonna get. And I always wondered what would happen after the war. Like, what would happen after the war? Like, is it done? Is the game done? Are we gonna get a new storyline? Of which I really hope we get a new storyline. But let's just speculate on what might happen in the new war. Not too much on story, but what would happen to us? Where would we go? What would happen to the world, to the universe and all that. So that's what we're trying to look at today. I will also speculate on the events that might happen during the the new war, just in case it might be needed, so that you can understand what I'm trying to explain with the stuff that happens after. So I will have three major things that might happen, and I'll try to explain them the best that I can. One of them is really crazy, so stay tuned for that. So before we start with the content of this video, I would like to ask you guys to support the channel and like the video, subscribe. If you want to see more from me or more of Warframe on my side, I'm going to be rolling out more videos about Warframe, so stay tuned. So if you subscribe, you get new stuff, new videos and new content. Alright, and remember, this is all just speculation, theorizing. I'm not saying this is what will happen or must happen. I'm pointing out cool stuff I would like to see. So with that, let's move on to the first big thing that might happen after the new war. We might move to the Tau system. So we all know that this is a war, right? So if it's a war, then after seeing what happened with the mission with the Ropalot list, I don't know how you pronounce that thing that you farm Wisp for, that thing that you on Jupiter, that thing. After fighting that thing, we noticed that the battle area was completely destroyed. So imagine what would happen if it's a full-scale war. What would happen to the environments around? What would happen to Earth? So maybe the whole origin system might be, completely destroyed or made inhabitable. So the people of the origin system will need a home, and maybe the Sentient really did terraform the Tau system, so that place might be a place where people can go there and survive. This will be fun for us since we have more planets to explore, and there could be a chance where during gameplay we might be able to go back to the origin system, and play missions, and maybe that place would be like a no-go area, like places like, how Maru sends you for those Ayatan sculptures, and she calls those places really, really dangerous. So imagine if we multiply that by 100, and then we actually have to go back to the origin system where it's super dangerous, and you can get maybe rare items there, rare drops, maybe more credit drops. Like, people want credits fast, they can go that place because there'll be credits unused there, something like that. Although this might not make sense with the next with the third point, the crazy one, but yeah, maybe that could be something cool. A much more dangerous place to farm would be the origin system after it is riddled with war and stuff like that. So yeah, that's one thing that might happen. The second thing is that we might get a new guide since Mama Lotus abandoned us. This one is short and simple. Lotus betrayed us, and she should go until something new happens that gets me to be on her side. Again, I'm not holding out any hope until something happens, until I see some story quest, a small quest where they explain something, or maybe she explains something, or maybe she says something like she's been, playing the Sentients, and I believe it. I'm not going to be taking a side anymore. So we need to start thinking of new replacements for her as a guide. So an example I have, which is probably the fan favorite, and it's my favorite, is that it's Teshin. He was great in the war within. He helped us. I thought he was actually betraying us, but then he actually helped us, and that made me feel like he really cares about us. He really does, and he might actually help us in the new war. Maybe he might make an appearance, something like that, fight with us, fight for us. I hope he doesn't die in the new war. And let's say we all survive this, and then we go to the new Tau system. Maybe he has information on what the Sentients have done, or what they might know about the Tau system, and he might have some missions for us to go through, just like the Lotus did. So that'll be cool. Teshin is like my number one pick, and he feels like he's the right pick for this. So yeah, I think that's one thing that we should put our eyes on and our hopes on. So yeah, I believe on that. So the third thing that might happen after the new war is super crazy, but let's just get into it. So one of the things that must be born from the new war is that we should have at least 2 new factions that will form as a result of the war. So I'm going to describe these 2 factions, and maybe you might understand where I'm coming from. So one could be those like one faction could be those who found a way to exploit the war by collecting technologies that are dropped during the war, like maybe sentient parts, things like that. And then maybe these guys will have a way of coming with us to the Tau system, and then might use some sort of like bargaining and all that. Maybe they turn into terrorists and all that, something like that. People who found a way to exploit the new war, maybe there are fewer resources in the Tau system that are needed at the time, and then they have them, something like that. I don't know. This faction will be a combination of the Corpus and Grenier, people with shared beliefs. So this will be cool. If the Corpus believe in money, then they'll be hunting for money in the new Tau system. Then the Grenier will be fighting for numbers. I don't really know what the Grenier is all about, but they seem like they're all about cloning and all that. So maybe, I don't know, if you combine people want money and then you clone the Corpus who know how to, you know, like make money, make a profit, something like that. Imagine if you have like 15 very good profit makers, something like that. I don't know. These guys would be cool, and there will be cool variations and all that to designs for enemies and all that, and cool lore that can come out of that. So yeah, that is cool. I would like to see that. But the biggest one, the one faction that I'm really excited for, if it ever has to come out from Warframe, is that there should be survivors who were left behind in the origin system when everyone left. So remember, we said that everyone is going to leave the origin system because, well, it's no longer a place people can live, so they just move on to the Tau system or something. But imagine there are people actually left behind, and these guys would be interesting if, for example, the game then starts like 500 years after the new war. Then these guys have time to build their hate for the people who actually left them behind. And not just that, if these people actually left them behind, what if for them to survive they had to kind of evolve to a certain point? Maybe some radiations were left behind, and then these guys like evolve and mutate, and now they have like amazing abilities. These abilities, they could be used in fighting us. Maybe they start trying to invade, like, you know, those invasion missions. Imagine if one of them, maybe once a week or once a day, it's an invasion from that other system. Those guys trying to invade this side, the Tau system where we are now, trying to get through to us, trying to kill us, something like that. And that would be cool. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. And for gameplay, you know how like the Liches have like also like some weird special abilities that they have. So imagine that these guys have proper amazing powers, not as powerful as the Tenno's void powers, but something quite close to that, to kind of match the Tenno, right? That would be cool. And it will raise a lot of lore. Like 500 years is a long time, so there's a lot of lore that you can deal with there. Like you can learn more about them, maybe have missions the way you go back to the origin system, and, you know, like I said at the top, like go back to the origin system, see new stuff, see what happens there, you know, and get new lore as you scan with the code scanners, things like that. So yeah, I think those are my ideas of the things that must happen or should happen. I'm joking. Things that I wish that would happen after the new war. So thank you guys for watching. Support the channel by subscribing and liking the video. If you have any thoughts or concerns on what I've said, if you have any ideas, I know there are a lot of design issues that will come with such a big update if they were to do this. So that stuff, you don't have to comment, but if you want to comment that, you can comment that and we can talk about it. But yeah, I think that's it. And you guys liking and commenting would actually help the channel very much, because, well, you'll be giving my channel exposure. So if you like the video, subscribe. By subscribing, you get more content. By liking, you get the video to be seen by more people. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And if you like, you can actually share the video, get the word out. Maybe I'm gonna be right, and then maybe, I don't know, like a year and a half from now, after the new war and they're rolling out this stuff, they'll be like, yeah, that guy was right, yeah, and it was just his second video on the channel. So yeah, that would be cool. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.